No one would have thought that his summoner's profession is the strongest level 8. He can do his best, but he can't even beat a level B monster. On the other hand, a level 2 build has the ability to easily kill it. And the reason is that he chose the difficulty of hell at the beginning. The experience gained by beating monsters is only 1% of normal people. Therefore, the level is completely behind him. Although he came up with the full auto-hanging mode, put the summoner in Mordor's outdoors. You can get experience from far away every moment, but because the Lord wants to open a secret mine, recently, he will send a group of knights to destroy nearby monsters. So he has to fight for points to get experience, and the fastest way is to destroy the monster tribe directly. In this way, dozens of monsters will be packed. He first targeted the goblin tribe. Now, with the increase in strength, he can completely crush this low-level monster. Even if you don't command his summoner, you can easily solve it. The only thing to pay attention to is the sea-level goblin king. But he didn't kill 1 or 2 sea-level goblins. So, there is no suspense at all. It didn't take much time. He destroyed a goblin tribe, gained about 200 experience, and then just keep going. During this period, the Lord's eldest son graduated from school. It's supposed to be a good thing. But I don't know why he's in a bad mood. And the weirder thing is, as soon as he came back, he wanted the Lord to do his best to fight him. In fact, every year when he came back, the two of them would fight. But I didn't expect it to be so good this year. I don't know what's going on, but the Lord did what he wanted. He distributed the summoner's household to attack and speed, except that the summoner can't show up. It's his victory posture. Compared to last year, his strength has doubled. He was very confident. He took it this year, but I didn't expect to attack him. The eldest son is still in the lead, although the gap between the two of them has shrunk a lot. But his strength is still slightly inferior, with his sword flying. He lost again. After the game, because of etiquette, the two of them will still shake hands. But I didn't expect the eldest son to ignore him this time. But in the past, he told his parents a big thing. I didn't know until I was done. It turns out that from tomorrow, he will carry out the duty of the nobles. I don't know what the so-called obligation is. The Lord and his wife are silent about it. The only thing I know is that they seem to be very sad. The eldest son set off the next morning. But before he left, I didn't expect him to suddenly hold the Lord in his arms. I want him to protect his sister well in the future. As a virgin man, protecting the other party is the duty of the Lord. But it's hard not to let him think too much about this. It feels like he's giving instructions, but he can't intervene in the affairs of the nobles. The top priority is to raise the level first. In a blink of an eye, half a year has passed. After this period of effort, his level jumped from 30 to 35. But because all the goblin tribes around him were wiped out, so all he can do is change the beast. And he's staring at the half-living tribe. As for why he hasn't done anything for half a year, it's because half-living people are all sea-level monsters. Each strength is comparable to the Goblin King, and the strongest half-living king has reached level B. He has never defeated a level like this so far. But now he knows he's strong enough, so he decided to take on the challenge. It went well under his command at first. The only difference is that it takes more time than the Goblin tribe. But I didn't expect that in the half-living tribe. There is the so-called half-living mage. The first time I saw magic, it was on the beast. It made him laugh. And the half-living mage, although he is sea-level, but his strength is much stronger than that of ordinary half-living people. As soon as they went into battle, the situation turned upside down. The summoning beast of the male master was wiped out. Under the circumstances, he decided to solve it first. He used the investment skill to kill one, but when he was about to continue, I didn't expect the half-living mage to be very smart. After they hid behind the obstacles, they can still cast magic, but the male master can't do anything about them. He can't let a summoner charge into the line of battle, and there are half-living people blocking in front. The summoning beast can't rush in for a while. There's no way but to take the stupid way. That is to give up defense and attack. With his current limit, he can summon 20,000 summoning beasts. Magic consumption can be supplemented by fruit. It can be completely suppressed by quantity, but because there can only be 50 summoning beasts at most. So this is a long-term battle. Not long after, the half-living king couldn't sit still. Seeing him personally, the male master plans to test his level. I didn't expect the result to be stronger than he thought. His summoning beast can't even hold a single blow, but he can only keep summoning, and then continue, in a few rounds. Not only did the half-living king not get hurt, instead, the speed of his summoning is not as fast as the speed of the other party's killing. At this time, the half-living mage hiding behind is a sneak attack. Eliminate his knights. After losing the defensive summoning beast, for the attack of the mage, in a hurry, he can only let the bear hold it, but the result is not as good as the knight. Yubo still let him get a lot of injuries, although he can summon a lot of beasts, but can't protect his own safety. But when he decided to retreat, the one who came was the commander of the knights. Originally, according to the male master's prediction, the other party will arrive here in a day. I didn't expect to hit him out of the blue, because of the sudden incident. He didn't have time to take the summoning beast. But the knight commander didn't say much, just simply walked to the half-living king. As for the other half-living people, it's up to the vice commander to solve. Although the male master knows that his identity is likely to be exposed, but rather than regret, he is more curious about how to fight in the future. What surprised him was the attack of the half-living king, not dodging, but choosing to confront. His strength is even greater than that of the half-living king. In the knowledge of the male master, the world's secret weapon has reached the level of Tuchang, but I didn't expect to face this kind of opponent. The knight commander can also be in a hurry. As for the strength of the vice commander, he obviously saw it with his own eyes. The other party can't even beat the 5-year-old sword. But in the face of the C-class half-living people around him, he is not afraid at all. The blue light scattered on the body is very familiar. It's an EX skill similar to the sword that defeats him. I didn't expect him to have it. Just one move killed a group of half-living people. Otherwise, a one-star gun soldier, there will be no such strength. As for why he lost to Kleina, obviously because he didn't take out his power, and it was a sword that was used at the time, not a gun. At this time, the battlefield on the other side has come to a critical moment. I only see the commander for a month. He also suddenly broke out of his power. With the light of the sword, the originally powerful half-living king, but suddenly split into two halves. He was killed by a B-level magic weapon. I haven't even used the EX skill. I didn't expect a 2-star swordsman to have such strength. After that, the male master naturally couldn't run away. But what surprised him? In fact, his true strength has long been discovered. After all, since he became the leader's son-in-law, the number of magic weapons nearby has significantly decreased, plus the level he performed when he fought with his eldest son, and the record of running away from B-level magic weapons. It's hard not to guess it's him, and the leader even knew it earlier than he did. But he didn't guess that the male master's talent was summoning, although he has never seen this ability. But he chose to keep it a secret for the male master. As a passerby, he knows best that this ability cannot be exposed. I don't know what the male master has experienced, but I'm very grateful to the commander. This time, the attack on the half-living tribe failed. He didn't regret it, but he succeeded in doing it 2 weeks later. He found that as long as he changed the way he fought, let the summoning beast wrap around, don't let it form a formation, then prioritize the half-living mage. The last half-living king is easy to say. Take the Sea of People tactic can solve, and to suppress a half-living tribe. The experience gained is more than 7 times that of the goblin tribe. This makes him more efficient. But not long after. This day, the Wang family messenger suddenly came to their territory and brought a bad news. That is, the eldest son died in battle. This makes everyone dare not believe, to know that the other party is only 15 years old this year. The leader just wanted the messenger to give an explanation, but the messenger didn't want to care about him at all. He came here just to convey the message. Come in a hurry, go in a hurry. At this time, the male master's doubts were finally resolved. Why did the eldest son let him protect his sister before he left? In fact, he had a premonition, and the leader and his wife were obviously in love at the time. What is the so-called noble duty? Only until the day the daughter learned the truth. She had a big quarrel with her father. She cried and ran back to her room. I thought she would be relieved. As a result, no one thought. He actually sneaked out of the house. Everyone didn't know where he went. The whole territory was in a panic. And as a male servant, the male master also went out to look for. The man accidentally found out. The reason why the summoner is the strongest profession. It's because there's no opponent within the same level. Other professional groups can't beat the monster, but he can do it alone. Just because he's alone is comparable to an army of 10,000. The number alone is enough to crush the opponent. Even the monthly challenge is not difficult. Not long ago, because the daughter in the service suddenly ran away from home. As a male servant, he went out to look for her. But the surprising thing is that when he found it, the other party had made up his mind. I didn't persuade him to go back with him. And his decision is like a brother. Fulfill the noble duty. He will go to the battlefield in the future to share the burden for his family. The reason why he changed his mind. It's because in the letter sent by his brother, he understood the importance of the noble duty. But he didn't know that the leader had already found a solution for it. As long as you give all the mining rights to the Wang family, then you can get rid of his obligation. The reason why he didn't use it on his eldest son before, it's because the mining mine can only be mined soon. It can only be said that the sound is not sealed. But the daughter knew the value of the secret silver mine. This is their chance to turn over their father, so he refused his father's kindness. For a daughter so sensible, everyone is very pleased. Only the male master heard it. He didn't know what it meant to go to the battlefield. In his cognition, there is no war between the two countries, but he realized that the world is not peaceful. It's more urgent to improve the strength. Unknowingly, the half-living tribes around have also been wiped out, so he needs to find a new devil to hunt, and this time his goal is the Kai tribe. The reason why he didn't do it, it's because every Kai school, there are thousands of Dongjae, not to mention that there are B-level Kai queens, and because it's a school, he can't explore the whole thing from the air. There's only one entrance. Go straight in, and you'll accidentally turn over, because there's too little information. He decided to use the summoning beast to test it first. As expected, after Kai was alarmed, the blink of an eye, there's a lot of them. Normal occupation. Maybe it's tricky for this situation, but it's a pity that he's a summoner. The least afraid of is this group battle, and all he has to do is hide far away and consume. The next step is just a matter of time. Let's see when we can get rid of Kai. But I didn't expect this number to be 2 months. During this period, he killed a total of 5,000. There was finally no Kai in the cave. Then there was only the queen, just in case. He sent a night owl to scout the way, help him find the queen's location. Although this tide is as complicated as a maze, but it's not a problem for him, who can share his vision. Although most of the Kai have been solved, there are still some scattered in the cave. But these are not a big problem. Soon he found the incubation room. Obviously, this is the source of the large number of Kai, and this wait is 1 day. When he found the queen's location, he immediately set out. Take the main force to hunt. Although the queen is B-level, but her strength is only the lowest of the B-level. The most tricky part of her is her ability to kill, with the protection of thousands of troops. But after 2 months of hard work, now he's almost a light commander. So it didn't take much time. The queen was killed by the group. because he didn't go home for several times. For a long time. He must find a reason. So he used the queen's armor to hand over. I thought the leader would be very happy. But the reaction was extremely cold. It turns out that they don't even know what the queen looks like. Let's not talk about the thousands of troops in the tide. The key is that there's nothing different in the tide and the maze. I thought the master was lying. Fortunately, he still has evidence. He also found a silver mine near there. And that's when everyone was moved. Because silver is not something that can be seen everywhere. And compared to the queen, where the silver is, that's what they care about. Because that means they found a new mine. Once the news is true, according to the rules, the master will get 30% of the mining rights. Don't look at only 30%. But it's not as simple as a night of revenge, and it's been half a year. The master is just 12 years old. The leader's silver mine can finally be mined. As for the mine he found, we have to wait until next year. Although we don't have to worry about money in the future. But for him, the most important thing is to restore personal freedom. Just when he was going to find a chance to resign. I didn't expect the Wang family's messenger to come to the door again. And the next door leader. They brought a contract. Every 7 years, because of 2 silver mines. The mining rights are exchanged every 100 years. The economic situation is very unstable, so in order to solve this issue, I'm going to let the 2 leaders manage the silver mine together. It sounds good, but it's a complete robbery. It's not easy for them this year. I just said I wanted a tie. I don't believe in any of it. The leaders of several parties naturally refused. For this news, he needs to go to the capital to confirm. And that also made the Wang family's messenger angry. He didn't expect a man to dare to question him. But after all, there's a ghost in his heart. He said something cruel. He left quickly. It's a pity that the master had already decided to resign. But at this point, I don't want to hit the gun. Coincidentally, the Wang family's messenger just left. A scream was heard in Tianjin's room when the master rushed over, but found 3 people breaking into his room. The master didn't hesitate and shot. But I didn't expect the other party to be a big deal. I can't take it for a while, let alone the other party has 3 people. Just when the master was trying to figure out a way, the 3 people knew that they shouldn't stay here for a long time. Threw a hypnosis bomb before leaving, unprepared to hit the master completely. When he woke up again, but found that he and Tianjin had been taken away. In order not to alert, he secretly summoned a parrot to observe. Listen to their conversation to find out. The reason I caught him is that I like his fighting ability. I'm going to take it to the slave market for a good price. But their act of kindness made the boss angry. Tell them not to make a big deal. If the master is a nuisance, kill him. After he left, the 3 dared to whisper. It turns out that their boss is the one who survived the battlefield. They dare not provoke. The other party is mainly responsible for this time. Prevent the Knight Commander from coming to kill. 2 people who have been on the battlefield at the same time. They are very curious about who is strong and weak. Although they know that the Knight Commander will come to rescue. But the master doesn't want to sit and wait. While the 3 are not paying attention, secretly let the summoning beast come to the door. Take a look at where it is. Confirm the escape route. But what surprised him was, when he saw the scenery outside the window, he found out. He was actually on the so-called devil ship. This is where some big people can come up. But the problem is, how did he get down from the air? After looking around here, he suddenly heard a familiar laugh. Unexpectedly, it was the Lord next door, and the king's envoy. Obviously, this time, the real murderer is the 2 of them. The purpose is to get the right to open the silver, and treat the daughter as a hostage. The master was going to wait for the ship to land before he escaped. It turned out that the daughter woke up at this time, because he struggled too hard. One person in the eye was going to make him suffer. The master had no choice but to do it. He did not intend to face Yingai, but chose the butterfly from the summoning beast. After all, he has seen the strength of the 3. Now he can hypnotize one by one. But then again, this is also the first time he has shown the existence of the summoning beast in front of humans. But he knew he couldn't stay. The man didn't expect it. His summoning is one of the strongest 8-star. But when it comes to fighting, he can't even block a shot after a star. Obviously, every week between jobs is like a red hook, but it's his turn to be beaten. And the reason is that he chose the difficulty of hell at the beginning. The experience gained by beating monsters is only 1% of ordinary people, so it's completely suppressed by the level. He is in the tens of levels. Take the lead and fight in the hundreds of levels. But because he was involved in the kidnapping of Miss Tianjin, he can only stand by. At first, he thought that the kidnappers were just ordinary people of the same level. For this kind of opponent, he relies on the power of the summoning beast and the attributes that the summoning beast brings to him. Even if the level is challenging, it's not difficult. But the problem is, he underestimated the origin of these kidnappers. The boss in it actually has a job. It looks like just a 1-star, but the man can't even see the action. It's also his real intention. Fight with people with jobs. The previous ones are either just little kids, or it's a practice battle without power. But I didn't expect that when it was a real battle. The gap was so big. Use the treatment of the summoning beast to save your life. But fortunately for this, he prepared the backhand in advance. Really? But he also knows, this is for the white cat. It can't be delayed for long. So he summoned a few defensive knights, blocked at the door. Although it takes some time for the demon ship to land, but at this moment he can't wait, for the height of about 100 meters. If the bonus he gave the summoning beast, it's all about endurance. It's not that you can't carry it. Fortunately, he made a bet, although fractured, but not to the point of death. There is healing grass. This injury can be recovered in an instant. But this shocked Tianjin. He can't help it. He never knew that the male master had such strength, but he also knows, now is not the time to ask, because the demon ship is about to land. The backhand can catch up in no time. Next, we still need to compete for points and seconds. The first time the male master summoned a few cat-head eagles, as an eye in the sky, as expected. The first thing after the white cat got off the ship was to chase them. But I didn't expect the other party. It's like knowing where they are. The direction is very accurate, and this is very likely to be the skill of the backhand. Through the test he found, this seems to be the type of tracking footprint. So then, he deliberately erased the footprints. Jump to the roof to escape, although this kind of little trick will be found soon, but at least it can delay him for a long time. He left a lot of confusing footprints in the city. But the real purpose is to escape to the outside of the city. In order to get rid of the footprints, he spent a lot of thought. By the way, he also added the speed of the summoning beast. But his magic power is not infinite. He chose to rest until he was far away from the city. After all, he knows that the next battle is a long-term battle. This place is still very far from their territory. Also have to ensure sufficient physical strength. And it's no surprise. The second day, after sharing a view with the summoning beast, he found the white cat already knew that he had fled out of the city, although he couldn't identify his direction through the footprints. But he took the stupidest way. He moved in the shape of a circle. Fast speed is willful. It's no different from the male master straight run. If you don't get rid of the footprints, it will only be found faster. And this escape is a whole 4 days. But just when the male master was about to reach the territory, I didn't expect him to meet an old acquaintance. It was the B-level demon that he had blinded. Obviously, he has been holding a grudge in his heart over the years. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so strong. Because the speed of the male master is not an opponent, so he can only solve it first. Compared to the last time, his strength has become much stronger. The B-level that was killed is no longer 1 or 2. So I'm not afraid at all. I thought it wouldn't take long to solve. But what surprised him was, the so-called B-level demons are actually at different heights, and the gap is quite large. Commonly speaking, the other party is the B-level peak. His summoning beasts can't even stop one, also because of this carelessness. The male master was caught. Fortunately, at the critical moment, he was in advance. The bonus of the summoning beast is all on the endurance. So it's not as if one shot was shot, and the other party doesn't just grab it and don't use force. At the same time, he is also crazy about taking medicine, and the other party can't kill him no matter how he pinches. So, I'm going to eat him. But I don't know, that's what he's waiting for. He turned his back and put all the bonus of the summoning beast on the attack, then attack his eyes, before he found out that the eyes were the weak point of the other party. The effect of this strike was complete. You lost, dog. I'll eat you. Full attack plus aiming at the weak point. This strike took the other party's life, and his experience is several times that of ordinary B-level. The good news is that after 3 years, he finally revenged, but the bad news is that it took a lot of time. The white hair has caught up with him. Now he is in a state of complete absence. It's hard to struggle to death. Not to mention that even if you use force, he is still not an opponent for the white hair. You can't beat him. You can't run away. Just when he was in a desperate situation. At the critical moment, the leader actually rushed over. Of course, this is not a coincidence. Instead, he sent a bird-type pet in advance. Go to the ground for help. That's why the night team leader came in time. It's said that he actually had a one-sided relationship with the white hair. The two of them lived on the battlefield together. But the difference is that the white hair only stayed for a year, and the night team leader stayed for 10 years. It doesn't sound very different. But when the white hair used all its strength to attack, but found that even the night team leader's defense could not be broken. Obviously, the most famous of the 2-star swordsmen is the attack. But what the hell is this defense? But this question comes and goes quickly. That's because the night team leader's level is too high. Defense is already like this. No need to say attack. Extra skill. This I'm afraid. That's right, the white hair was killed in 1 blow. Take the knife and end. In fact, the team leader has been very calm from start to finish, and there is no suspense about what happened next. After returning to the territory, the male master will reveal everything he knows. The mastermind of the kidnapping of Tianjin is the next-door lord and the Wang family's envoy. But because of insufficient evidence, the next-door lord may be severely punished, but it won't harm the Wang family's envoy. So, the male master took the initiative to propose to give him 30% of the secret silver mining rights to the Wang family. This will attract attention and investigate this matter. To put it bluntly, it is a bribe. Dealing with villains is like taking a tooth for a tooth. The reason why the Lord took the initiative to sacrifice was also because he was afraid that he would be retaliated if he didn't handle it well. He was fine by himself, but he was afraid of implicating his family. Of course, the Lord had no reason to refuse, but he wouldn't take advantage of it for nothing. He gave all of his wealth, 600 gold coins, to the Lord. And after that, the Lord accepted the punishment. The Lord took this opportunity to ascend from the Lord to the Lord. During this time, the Lord also learned what the so-called battlefield was. It turns out that there are actually demons in this world. At the beginning of the game, it was mentioned that this is a 5-star skill. I won't talk about the power itself for now. It has the ability to command all the demons in the world, and it can improve the strength of all the demons. The demon army he owns is made up of millions of B-level demons. So, in order to prevent his invasion, the so-called nobles have been established between the countries. Those who are talented in this world will be tested. They will be sent to the school at the age of 12 to train for 3 years. When they graduate at the age of 15, they will be sent to the battlefield. Generally, 50% of people will die in battle. It is worth mentioning that there are also brave men in this world. Without him, the world would have been ruled by the devil. Now, at the age of 22, he is still fighting at the front line. But even so, the balance is still on the devil's side. After feeling the crisis, the Lord also took the initiative to resign from the Lord. In this way, he has more time to practice. The other party was not surprised by this. He knew that the Lord was not a heavyweight, but he had a request. That is, he hoped that he could protect his daughter on the battlefield when he was capable. It turned out that he also wanted to use the secret mind to exempt his daughter's obligation. But because of the rare talent of the 2-star demon instructor, he could not be exempted. The Lord agreed to this. After all, he has seen his daughter since childhood, and he can also feel that he will eventually face the devil in the future. The reason why the God of Creation gave him the job of 8-star summoner is probably to save this. Even if the brave man shows up, he can't beat the world of the devil. So, this is just a piece of cake. The above is all the content of the first season of Hell Mode. Next, let's analyze the content of this episode. Alright, finally, the first season of Hell Mode is over. The adventure on the way to hell is always over. To be honest, this guy looks like he's in another world. In fact, he is really suffering. Obviously, he has the strongest 8-star professional summoner. As a result, he chose the difficulty of hell because of his selfishness. His level is so slow that it's annoying. When others see it, the level goes up. But he is good. He developed his brain and automatically hunts. He went to the Goblin tribe to gain experience. As a result, he was almost beaten by a half-human mage. But that's exactly what it is. Obviously, he is invincible, but he has to fight desperately. He looks very relaxed. He doesn't have the greasy feeling of opening the game in a few seconds. On the contrary, it's like watching an experienced game player run the highest level of difficulty. Every step is small and subtle, but it's hot-blooded. In fact, if you dig it carefully, there are a lot of games in this work that make people smile. For example, after Alien developed the full automatic hunting system, it can not only share the vision, but also be a scout's owl. With the gameplay of long-distance control training, it's just an old MMORPG player. It's almost an internal operation. Isn't this the same as moving the hunting set to the other world? And the fish-shaped summoner, the water swordsman. The effect is actually to increase the team's flash rate. This is obviously a tribute to the classic skills in the Pokemon series. It looks silly, but it doesn't work. In actual combat, it can always bring unexpected effects. The production team plays these details very well. What's more, every time Alien fights, he uses the tactical thinking accumulated by previous game players. For example, using the summoner to pull the monster to fly a kite, stacking attributes to make an advantage, but can't beat it. Just erase the footprints and play anti-spy. This kind of design that integrates the game logic into the plot is much more interesting than that kind of pure level suppression. But there's one thing I don't like. Alien clearly has S-level intelligence and unique summoning skills. As a result, it was almost killed by white-haired red and B-level monsters several times. It all depends on the Knight Commander to save the scene. The Commander's ability to kill a half-dead person with one shot is really cool. But I think if the Summoner had promoted the team cooperation earlier, it wouldn't have been a waste of time every time. Fortunately, Season 2 has already promoted the schedule. The official news is that it will be broadcast in July this year. Alien will also officially enter the school movie, and there will be a new character with English and Chinese dubbing. Hermios. This is the most powerful human being. He is a young man with the talent of a hero. With this lineup, plus the rhythm and reverse tension that director Yu Chuan is always good at controlling, Season 2 is definitely worth a shot. To be honest, although this turn in Hell Mode is not particularly popular in Duban, but the path he took was more appetizing to me. The protagonist is not hanging out by the sky, but by the self-restraint of Hell difficulty and the strategical mind of the game player. Climb up step by step. This kind of growth narrative is really rare in the topic of the alien world. Finally, the animation producer is Hengbin Animation Lab. Director Yu Chuan has guided the winner Wu Shuang before, and the genius prince's red-haired red. The control of the topic of the alien world is quite old-fashioned. Okay, that's all for this episode. I look forward to Season 2 to bring us more surprises and twists. See you next time.